patrons! It is July 22nd. It is time for your patron vlog filming day. I am so grateful for your patience. I was totally sick last week when I was supposed to be filming your patron vlog, and nobody wanted a vlog of me just coughing and sneezing. So I had a cold. It was bad and it lingered, and I still have a little bit of sinus stuff, but I'm feeling a lot better. And today we are gonna get to work. I just finished a workout, going for a walk to get some coffee at Dunkin', and not sure if I'm gonna shower because I want to jump right into work today. I have some animation homework to finish because I have animation class tonight. Nothing like saving that till the last minute. And I have a book cover to edit for a friend of mine who wrote a fourth grade reading level novel. And yeah, let's do it. Coffee has been obtained. I can't wait to show you my animation stuff because the last time that we did a vlog, I hadn't started my animation class yet. So I think I might do a little compilation for you and show you the different principles that we had worked on and my little assignments and stuff. So I'm finishing one today that is the most, I'll say advanced thing I've done. I had to learn how to do a walk cycle. And when someone's walking, their clothes move around them, and so that incorporates some other principles and follow through action and overlapping action and all stuff that I'll tell you about later. And then I also have to put in a panning background and foreground. So I have to create those today. I know I said I save it for the last minute, but I've actually been working on it since Sunday, and it just takes so long. Animation just takes so long. So I have quite a bit of work to do on that. Crossing the street. Pause, please. We've crossed the street. We looked both ways. But I have quite a bit of work to do for the background. I have a logo presentation that I can show you that I sent off yesterday. Very proud of it. And I have another logo and branding package that I'm creating currently, and a book cover. So we got lots of options today. We'll see how much work gets done. One final thought. It is only 71 degrees right now, and I am thrilled. If you're in New York, you know it's been a hellhole. So enjoying this morning in many ways. Alright, it is 11:48. I finished my frame to frame for Little Red, and I ended up doing a lot of cleanup work on her. I needed to manage a couple of my drawings. So just for reference, this is a right foot, left foot, back into the right foot cycle. And there are 24 frames, or 23 frames, and then it links up. The 24th frame is the same as the first, so 24 frames, and it takes about 1 second for that step to happen. So I have a lot of drawings of Little Red Riding Hood that I have to put into Photoshop and animate, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. So I animate in Procreate, or I draw in Procreate. It's just easier to draw on the iPad. So I have my little timeline here, and she is skipping along with her little basket. And then I take that document and I put it into Photoshop. Within Photoshop, there's this awesome feature where if you click on Window and you click Timeline, you can turn any layered piece into a video timeline. So what I'm doing right now is you can see all of my Little Red Riding Hoods here. There's 23 of them. I have to take each frame and make this stair step. I've done a couple here. And because I animate at 24 frames per second and I have 23 Little Red Riding Hoods, I might be animating on one. I might do one frame, I might do it for 2, and I'll show you the difference of what that means. I've now created my step ladder with all of my frames, and I'm going to press play and see what happens. I have, my frame rate is 24 frames per second, and typically for this class, we do each frame for we hold it for a duration of 2. So if it's 24 frames per second and I'm holding it for 2 frames, each image for 2 frames, that's going to be 12 frames that you see per second. And for something like a walk, this is looking a little bit slow to me. Typically, when you see like something like a Pixar movie, you have one 24 frames per second, and each frame is held for 1. So you are seeing actually 24 frames per second. So I think what I'm going to do to make her speed up a little bit is take her down to 1s. In my class, like I mentioned, we animate on 2s, and that's just so that you can do less drawings. But I want to see what it looks like on 1s just for kicks. Okay, moment of truth. We just switched it to 1s, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay, that is looking a little quick. She's like kind of running. Usually you walk on 2s, you run on 1s. I wonder if there is a in-between speed that I could do for this. She's like kind of skip running. We'll see what my teacher says. I guarantee he's gonna say it's too fast. So I think she's a little too fast to be considered a walk, but we learn. We live and we learn. And I have it, and it's noon, and I need to move on with my life because I have actual work that I need to do. So I have to make a background. I'm going to do that and then throw that into Photoshop. But I'm really nervous because my teacher's probably going to tell me that that's too fast. We'll see. I also just remembered that I have a voice lesson at 2 o'clock today, so I am going to set a goal for myself to have this whole thing done by 2 o'clock. Will it happen? I don't know, but that's what I'm aiming for. Hopefully it's done by 2 o'clock, and then I can focus on client work after that. But I just get overly ambitious with the animation stuff because it takes so much time and drawing, and I want it to look right, and you know, it's something that I'm interested in, so I'm dedicating time to it. But the more complicated the concepts get that we're learning, the longer it takes me to do the homework. So I'm gonna stop blabbing, make this background/foreground, and then I'm gonna show you how I put it into Photoshop to pan so that it looks like she's actually moving somewhere instead of just spacewalking. I'll just show you real quick. This morning I was on Pinterest and I was looking at some nature illustrations for inspiration for my backdrop here. So this is definitely the vibe I'm going for. I'm not going to try to get too detailed because I don't have a whole lot of time, but yeah, so I have to make it this long. I'm always appalled by how much dust is actually on my iPad, so I apologize. You have to look at that, but gotta fill this whole long thing so it has time to pan while she skips through the nature. So this is the vibe we're going for. I love this one here, absolutely beautiful. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I can do. I'm gonna set a timer for myself and devote an hour to this. I went 8 minutes over my time, but I couldn't stop. I was having so much fun. I've made my background. I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna collapse some layers and see what my foreground and then my 2 different backgrounds are gonna be. I am very proud of this. Super excited to throw this into Photoshop and make some magic happen. All right, I have now put all of my background layers into Photoshop, but she's still in one place, so I have to make the background pan. And I'm a little nervous about remembering how to do this, so let's see if I can get this done before my voice lesson. I'm also kind of hungry, so I'm gonna grab some food. It's 1:16. All right, I'm gonna grab some lunch and bring it back and see if I can make this background pan in time for my voice lesson. And with 5 minutes to spare, I finished it. I kind of maybe want to add a shadow underneath her, but that's if I'm just being overly ambitious. But want to see? I'm so proud of it. I ended up switching her back to her slower speed because the fast speed was making the background look insane. And it was kind of hurting my eyes. And so I'm fine with her being kind of lilty. And I added in the Peter and the Wolf soundtrack because I thought that would be cute. I'm going to get ready for my voice lesson, and then I'm going to take one more look at this afterwards. But I'm pretty proud. Just finished my voice lesson. It was lovely. And I just took one more little look at my animation. Very, very proud of it. I am going to add that shadow in the bottom because it won't take very long. And after that, I think I'm going to go for a little walk because I sit on my butt for 3.5 hours during this animation class on Thursday nights, and I just feel like I need to get out and move a little bit more. And so yeah, I'm gonna finish this up and submit it to class, and then I'm gonna go to my homework folder for class, and then I'm gonna go for a little walk, and then yeah, we'll see how much other work I can get done. Yeah, Thursdays tend to be animation scramble days, and that's okay. It's something that I'm very interested in, and I am learning a lot, and I am noticing that I'm becoming an even better artist from it purely because I have to draw so much for this class. So it is worth it. I am investing time into myself by spending time doing this and learning how to do this, and so I shouldn't feel guilty that today is just an animation day. When I get back from my walk, I might end up showing you the branding presentation that I sent off yesterday. But yeah, I'm feeling good about today, and I'm gonna add that shadow in. So I'll see you in a little bit for a walk. See, it only took me like 15 minutes, so I am pleased with that. It is 3:30. And yeah, I am gonna export this, put it in the class folder where we share our homework. I can't listen to this anymore. I'm gonna export this, put it in our class folder, and then head out for that walk. Okay, I'm back from my walk. It is 4:45. And while I was walking, I was listening to a podcast about animation. I've recently found a lot of podcasts about graphic design and animation, and it's just fun to have something to listen to while I go for a little walk. And yeah, I was also reflecting on the past year of Molly Coyne Illustration and what the next year I hope holds. So I've had a lot of time to think this summer about what I want Molly Coyne Illustration to be moving forward. Business has been kind of slow this summer, and I just think it's because, you know, people don't need stuff made and people aren't really doing a whole lot of projects, and the bigger ticket items that I had throughout the winter, like the Christmas book for the Cincinnati Children's Hospital and the book A Heart in the Sand, all of those things were like winter and spring, and then I do have stuff coming down the pipeline for like the fall and the winter, but the summer is just really a dead period. So I've actually given myself permission to kind of take a little bit of August off from projects and focus on putting my portfolio together to submit to illustration agents. I'm really excited about this because working with an illustration agent means that I'll be able to work with like a publisher for children's books. There's a little bit more financial security. I understand that that involves a cut going to an illustration agent, but in reality, I want to progress in professionalism. I feel like my work has progressed so much in the past year, and I feel like I'm ready to work at that level. And I would love to do freelance work, but for maybe bigger companies, like do some illustrating for Scholastic or for some kids lit magazines, or more books, maybe even some like Nick Jr. or Disney thing. I'm not sure. I don't even know. Those are like dream things. But as I move forward post-COVID in this world where acting stuff is picking up, and I've had more and more commercial auditions, which is great, and as more theater and more film and TV stuff come in, I'm gonna need to reprioritize my time because I won't be able to spend 8 hours a day, 6 days a week working on illustration things. And I'm pretty disciplined. I'm very proud of how I create schedules for myself and have deadlines and make things happen. But I just know that my current model is not sustainable for the future. So I want to work on bigger projects that have longer timelines and are a little bit more fleshed out, and then maybe have a larger price tag instead of small commissions here and there. Maybe opening up commissions around Christmas time, Valentine's Day. It just depends on what things I have time for. But I also know that what I've been doing works. The summer's just kind of a dead time. Everyone who I know who has a small business has felt this summer slump. So I don't know if it's the summer slump making me think a little bit more critically about my business model, or if it's just I'm outgrowing the stage of business where I am right now. But I'm definitely excited for what the future holds. And I'm excited to give myself the time in August to put my portfolio together, to submit to some illustration agents and see what happens there. So if it takes as long for me to get an illustration agent as it took for me to get a freaking acting agent in New York City, we're gonna be at this for about a year. But it's worth putting together, and it sounds so braggy to be like, I think I have something special, but you kind of have to have that attitude for any creative profession. So yeah, I'm gonna put together my portfolio and submit to illustration agents later on this fall. Hopefully I can show you that portfolio in your next Patron vlog in August. Hopefully I'll have some stuff together for that. But for now, I thought it'd be cool. It is 4:52 right now. I thought it would be cool to show you the branding presentation that I sent off yesterday, because I've been sort of expanding that area of my portfolio as well. So without further ado, I introduce you to the Improv Doctor. So a good friend of ours, who also married us, Dr. David Charles from Rollins College, he runs an improv troupe. He is a PhD. He is an all-around improv scholar, and he writes a blog about improv. He's been on sabbatical for the past year, so he has a ton of writing. He's writing an encyclopedia of improv terms, and he wants to get a larger online presence and to make his services so that more professional looking, so that places can hire him to come and do improv workshops. He can speak on improv, and so he wanted to have his own brand. So I said, great, I'll do it. So I give you the Improv Doctor. His logo is in a Google font that I found, which is free. I love Google fonts. And I altered the letter I explain it a little bit here. This is the branding presentation that I sent him, where I break down pretty much everything about his brand. And then he is a PhD, so I thought that we would feature a little mortarboard here, and then this is an outline of him. Definitely modeled after the wireframe sculpture look here. And yeah, so that is his primary logo. Then for his website, it's called improvdoctor.com, and so I wanted to make sure that we had a logo that included the .com, so we removed the period from here and just put it in the .com area. There he is, David Charles, PhD. Then we have some logo variations. We've got the main one that you saw, the secondary logo, which spells out doctor, and it's a little bit smaller, and then improvdoctor.com. And then he publishes these things with his blogs, like in the encyclopedia of improv terms. So E is for emotional truth. I just threw in his little thingy there. And the camera isn't really showing how vibrant this blue is on my screen, but it is a lot more vibrant in person than it is showing up here. I'm noticing it's making it a little bit darker. But yeah, that is my branding presentation. I'm very proud of it. And I had never done a scholarly logo. I've done little projects here and there, like passion projects for products. And then I made a couple friends' logos. I did a production company logo. I guess that's kind of similar to a scholarly website. I don't know. My next logo project is for a friend of mine who started a microgreens and microfarming business during COVID, and I'm designing their logo to go on all their packaging and their website. It's called Blackwood Organics, and I can show you the mood board actually. It's not the most exciting mood board yet, but this is sort of what I came up with yesterday. So this is the process that I usually start with for all of my branding projects. I make a mood board, so I want to use these eucalyptusy sort of colors, maybe these peach colors, and these are just some microgreens here. And then I love these illustrated logos. They're very simple line drawings, sort of like vector drawings, and then some very simple fonts. So this is definitely the vibe that I'm going for my mood board. And then these are some fonts that I'm thinking of currently. I literally just spent like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour putting this together yesterday. So I am gonna do some playing around with this. It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna work until Brian comes home, and then we'll have dinner before my animation class at 6:30, but I'm gonna see how far I get on this before I call it quits for today. All right, we got that far. I did a vector drawing of some microgreens, and our Instant Pot says that our brown rice is ready. We're gonna eat some dinner. It is 5:40. My class is at 6:30, so I'm gonna take a break, and I'll let you know how my professor likes my animation after we screen stuff. So it's 8:12. I'm on a break from my animation class, and my teacher loved my Little Red Riding Hood. I'm super proud of it. Yeah, he loved the walk and the background and everything. The one thing that he mentioned was that like the shape of her profile changes a little bit from drawing to drawing, but that's just because I wasn't concerned about that. But yeah, he's really proud of it, and I'm really proud of it. Everyone in my class is awesome. I love watching everybody's animations at the beginning of class each week, and then we're on a little break, and we'll have class until 10 o'clock. 10:08, done with animation class. Took some notes on what we're doing next, which is animating inanimate objects. I have to animate a sack of flour for next week. I am pooped towards the end. I wanted to fall asleep. But yeah, this was a big old animation day, and I think I'm gonna put together a little compilation of all of the animations that I've done for you to watch, and I hope you enjoyed this day. I did, and thanks for coming along.